The Pittsburgh Steelers should have major interest in this year's top cornerback in the draft, Christian Gonzalez out of Oregon. So, with Christian Gonzalez, he was a 3-year starter at college, but his first season he only played 6 games. His first 2 seasons at the college level, he was with Colorado, but he made his name known in his last season when he transferred to Oregon, where he became the top cornerback in this year's draft class. And I believe the Pittsburgh Steelers should show major interest in him and potentially draft him in this year's draft class, and even a trade-up scenario where they might go up and get him. They need a top cornerback to be able to lock down some of the best wide receivers in their division, and even in the AFC, like Stephon Diggs, Jamar Chase, and all these guys like Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. There's so many top wide receivers in the league now in the AFC that the Steelers are going to be facing a lot, and they need a top cornerback to match up. And Christian Gonzalez can be that guy. And Christian Gonzalez, the Pittsburgh Steelers have shown a little bit of interest in him already, bringing him in for an interview where they really got to know him more on a top 32 visit. So, the top reasons to buy in with Christian Gonzalez being the pick for the Steelers or even a trade-up scenario is he's such an athletic corner, and he's a top cornerback in this year's draft class. His 40-yard dash time was 4.38 seconds, his vertical jump was 41.5 inches, his broad jump 11.5 inches, and his athletic ability just doesn't stop there. At the combine, he weighed in at 197 pounds, his height is 6'1", his arm length is 32 inches, and his hand size is 9.5 inches. And like I said, the top reasons to buy in is his athleticism, but not only that, his length and instincts at the cornerback position. Christian Gonzalez is actually such an athletic corner. He ran track as well when he was with Oregon. He recorded a 21.6 seconds in the 200-meter yard dash at the Texas State Championship. And also, in the last offseason, with Oregon coaches, he apparently hit 23.3 miles per hour in his workouts. And just his on-the-field stuff as well, because I know all that is really off-the-field stuff, and that's not really on-the-field football stuff, but on the field as well, he tracks the ball really well down the field and shows good football skills, including the ability to go up and high point in high contested catch situations. And because he's such a lengthy corner, he is able to make so much plays at 50-50 balls to disrupt the wide receiver and make pass breakups. And like I said, his instincts is very good. And you might think, instincts, what does that mean? It might mean making interceptions, making plays on the ball. But not only that, instincts can mean in the box and making tackles as a tackler. And that's exactly what he does. He's very good instincts in the box as well, and such a sound and solid tackler. And he takes good angles in pursuit. He's just a good, solid cornerback in general. He plays with great balance as well, and he's ultra quick in mirroring his underneath skills, and he's also tremendous at reading routes and reading the quarterback. He's a cornerback where he's only really right now turning 21 years old. He's one of the youngest cornerbacks in this year's draft class. Right now he's 20, he'll turn 21 soon. But the other corners in this year's draft class, just say Devin Witherspoon or Joey Porter Jr., they were 4-year starters, or not 4-year starters, 4-year players at college level. And also, they're going to be turning 23 before the season's over. So Christian Gonzalez already being the top cornerback in this year's draft class, and he's 2 years younger than the next guy. That means when he gets it to his final year of the first round contract in 5 years, he'll still only be 25 years old compared to the other guys who'll be 28 when their contract is over. So he's still such a young cornerback, and he has so much more potential to show because of his limited play at the college level. He truly only played 2 seasons, and the last season at Oregon is where he really showed out. So he wasn't really at a consistent level with the team for his whole college career like the other guys. So he still has so much potential that he could still unlock. And he's such a tall framed guy where he's able to match up against the bigger wide receivers, and he's able to high point the ball against those guys as well. And his closing speed, that's what you want for a a cornerback. You want a guy who's fast, but not just fast. You want a guy who plays with instincts and just a solid guy overall, and that's what Christian Gonzalez is. When you look at Christian Gonzalez or just a cornerback in general, you want a guy who could either play off the ball but on the ball as well. What I mean is press coverage or even drop back in zone. And he did a lot of that. Just say Emmanuel Forbes, for example. Emmanuel Forbes mainly played zone coverage, but the other guys played man coverage. But Christian Gonzalez did both. He played man coverage and zone coverage a lot. And he showed the ability to play in zone and make plays on the ball. But not only that, you want a quarterback who's going to be able to play man press to press, be able to line up against the best wide receiver and cover him down the field. And he's able to do that. He plays mostly, like I said, press coverage, man-to-man press. And the Steelers have been lacking that for many years. The Steelers, when you look at their quarterbacks right now, they mainly play off the ball, like 5-10 yards back, and then make plays on the wide receiver to try disrupting the pass. But you need a guy who's also going to be able to line up right in front of the wide receiver and not get beat deep. Whenever the Steelers put a guy in man coverage press, you're afraid that they're going to get beat over the top because they're not quick enough and they're just not that solid in press coverage. Like Patrick Peterson, for example, he's turning older, so he's more of a zone coverage corner or a guy who's going to at least play farther back because he doesn't want to get beat deep or he's afraid to get beat deep. But you need a guy who, in Christian Gonzalez or any other corner, who's going to be able to play press and not be afraid that you're going to get beat deep just because you're playing press. And that's something Christian Gonzalez isn't afraid of doing. He knows that he has the speed to make up for any mistakes having. So, I brought up the positives in Christian Gonzalez, but let's just talk about the weaknesses in his game right now. So, his play strength. Like, just because I said he's a lengthy corner, he's still not really a strong corner, meaning that he might get overpowered a little bit by like these bigger wide receivers like DK Metcalf, but there's not really that many stronger wide receivers in the league right now like DK Metcalf, so that's really less of a concern than you would think. So, Christian Gonzalez, the Pittsburgh Steelers should show major interest in him in the draft, and I believe if they're going to trade up in this year's draft class, it better be for one of the top guys at a position, and Christian Gonzalez would be a solid pick for the Steelers in a potential trade-up scenario, or even if he falls to the Steelers at pick number 17. So, with this being said, let me know down in the comments below. How do you feel about Christian Gonzalez and his total play in general at the quarterback position at Oregon? Would you be happy if the Steelers selected him in this year's draft class, or do you believe that they should go out and get someone else, or even a different position? Let me know down in the comments below. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel down below as well if you like Steelers content, analysis, and reports. Like the video, turn on post notifications down below for this channel as well so you get notified whenever I post the next Steelers video. I've been covering all of free agency. The draft is really soon in the next week, so I'm covering all of that as well. Stay tuned, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all later. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.